He begins with nothing, not a kingdom, not an army, only the endless, windswept steppe, and a will forged in fire to conquer it. From the harsh plains of Mongolia, a single man will rise to command the largest land empire the world has ever known. This is the story of the boy named Temujin, who would become the great Khan, Genghis Khan. In the 1160s, on the vast, unforgiving grasslands of Central Asia, a child is born. They call him Temujin. His world is one of constant motion, of tribal loyalties and bitter rivalries. But this fragile existence is shattered when his father, a minor chieftain, is poisoned by a rival clan. The boy is just a child, yet he is now an outcast. His own tribe abandons his family, leaving them to face the brutal wilderness alone. These are the years that forge the man. He endures starvation, hunts for survival, and experiences the sting of captivity. In the crucible of hardship, his worldview is shaped. Trust is a rare commodity, and survival depends on strength. It is here, in the depths of despair, that he forms his first crucial bonds, swearing an oath of eternal brotherhood and anda with a young noble named Muka. This alliance, born from shared struggle, will become the first stepping stone in his ascent. But his story is just beginning. The world of the steppe is a chaotic patchwork of feuding clans, a cycle of betrayal and revenge that has lasted for generations. Temujin sees a different path. He rises above the petty politics that have kept his people divided. With a magnetic charisma and a fearsome reputation, he begins the impossible task of uniting the Mongol tribes. He uses diplomacy where he can, offering protection and a shared vision of a powerful nation. But where words fail, he does not hesitate to use force. His methods are revolutionary. He dismantles the old aristocratic structures, promoting warriors based on skill and loyalty, not on their bloodline. This radical idea of a meritocracy earns him the devotion of brilliant but low-born commanders. Yet, this rise creates powerful enemies. His own blood brother, Muka, once his closest ally, now sees him as a rival. The bond of anda fractures, leading to a bitter and personal war. The conflict between the two men becomes a battle for the very soul of the Mongol nation. Temujin's victory is decisive. He has now unified the people of the felt-walled tents. What comes next will reshape half the world. The year is 1206. On the banks of the Anon River, a great council of all the Mongol tribes convenes. They bestow upon Temujin a new title, one that will echo through history: Genghis Khan, the universal ruler. His first act is not to conquer, but to build. He forges a nation from the scattered tribes, giving them a purpose and a structure. He organizes his military into a disciplined, decimal-based system, creating an army of unparalleled cohesion and speed. He establishes the Yassa, a secret code of laws that governs everything from property rights to military discipline, creating order where there was once chaos. To connect his burgeoning empire, he creates the Yam, a revolutionary postal relay system. His network of riders and stations allows messages and intelligence to travel across the vast steppe with astonishing speed, becoming the nervous system of his empire. He is no longer just a warrior. He is a nation builder, an innovator. With the steppe finally united behind him, Genghis Khan turns his gaze outward. The world beyond the grasslands is about to feel the full force of his ambition. The first great test comes from the south, against the formidable Jin dynasty of northern China. The Mongols are masters of the open plain, but here they face fortified cities and massive armies. They adapt. They learn siege warfare from captured engineers, turning their enemy's own technology against them. They become masters of psychological warfare, spreading terror ahead of their armies to make cities surrender without a fight. A far greater storm is unleashed to the west, when the Sultan of the powerful Khwarezmian Empire foolishly massacres a Mongol trade caravan and its envoys. He awakens a terrifying wrath. For Genghis Khan, This is not just a political insult. It is a violation of sacred diplomatic principles. His revenge is methodical, strategic, and total. The Mongol armies pour into Central Asia, a wave of destruction unlike anything the region has ever seen. Great centers of learning and commerce, cities like Samarkand and Bokhara, are laid to waste. Yet, this is not mindless brutality. It is a calculated strategy of terror, designed to ensure that no one will ever defy the Khan again. He uses sophisticated intelligence networks to map his enemy's territory and incorporates conquered peoples, their skills, and their knowledge directly into his ever-expanding administration. His conquests are not just about destruction, they are about absorption. Beneath the iron fist of conquest lies a surprisingly pragmatic and efficient system of governance. Genghis Khan's empire is a paradox, built on brutality, yet run with remarkable tolerance and order. The core principle remains meritocracy. He appoints administrators and governors based on their ability, regardless of their ethnic origin or social standing. Uyghur scribes, Chinese engineers, and Persian scholars find positions of power within his court, creating a truly multinational administration. He understands the lifeblood of an empire is trade. He makes the ancient Silk Road safer than it has been for centuries, issuing passports and protecting caravans from bandits. For the first time, goods, ideas, and cultures flow freely from China to the Mediterranean under the Pax Mongolica, the Mongol peace. Perhaps most surprising is his policy on religion. While a Tengerist himself, believing in the eternal blue sky, he decrees tolerance for all faiths. Christians, Muslims, and Buddhists are free to practice their beliefs without persecution, a policy almost unheard of in the 13th century. It is a leadership style of stark contrasts, ruthless in war, yet progressive in peace. The years advance, but the Khan's ambition does not wane. He leads his final campaign against the rebellious Western Shaya kingdom, the very people who first submitted to him. He is determined to leave behind an empire that is secure and absolute, but the conqueror of half the world cannot conquer his own mortality. In the year 1227, during this last campaign, Genghis Khan dies. The circumstances of his death are shrouded in mystery: a fall from a horse, a sudden illness, a battle wound. His followers guard the secret closely, carrying his body back to a burial site that remains unknown to this day, its location one of history's greatest secrets. The man is gone, but the legend has just been born. His death does not end the conquests. It only passes the torch. The legacy of Genghis Khan is as vast and complex as the empire he created. At its height, his descendants rule the largest contiguous land empire in history, a dominion stretching from the Pacific Ocean to the heart of Europe. His conquests connect the East and West in ways never before imagined, accelerating an exchange of trade, technology, and culture that will forever alter the course of global history. Yet, he remains one of history's most controversial figures. To some, he is a visionary unifier, a brilliant strategist, and a modernizing force who brought law and order to a fractured world. To others, he is a destructive conqueror, a ruthless tyrant whose armies were responsible for the deaths of millions. He is both the storm that swept the world and the force that brought a new kind of peace. Centuries later, his name still holds immense power, a symbol of absolute will and boundless ambition. The boy from the empty steppe had not just conquered the world, he had remade it. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe to Histalks AI for more deep dive history videos.